sometimes you genuinely just need to cut people off. Now, I got asked to make this video by my sister, and just from basic observation looking around my life right now, I think there's multiple people that are being held back by the people that they're surrounded by, right? And one thing I want to clarify before I actually start this video and go into detailed points is that the people you hang around with obviously determine your future. Now, if people are below you finance-wise or potentially like physique-wise and such, however, they are striving to be higher than you, these people don't need to be cut off. They're not that much of a detriment unless they themselves have negative habits that rub off on you, because then it's detrimental to you. Okay? Now, there's an analogy that I like to use really, and to save your arm from an infection, you must cut your finger off, right? You must cut the base of the infection off. Now, it's painful to cut your finger off, right? But if you want to save your arm and then in turn your whole body, you must do it, right? And this correlates into you, your success and your self-growth. Because the thing is, if you have people around you that align with your old self and don't align with your new self, they're only going to drag you back down to your old self. Now, everyone's heard of crabs in a bucket, however, I'm going to explain this again. Crabs in a bucket is essentially where a crab tries to climb out the bucket and all the other crabs pull them back down from escaping, right? And if the crab tries to do it over and over again, right, they pull it back down, they start chopping its legs off and they can kill it. Now, the problem is that most people make it halfway climbing out, right? Or they halfway saw their finger off, maybe down to like here, right? The problem is because they still somewhat associate or have friends of friends that associate with the people they don't benefit from being around, they get drawn back in. Because when your finger's half cut off, the infection still spreads. And in fact, it spreads even worse and creeps close back up to you. Because the problem is that people think they've changed, but they've met this person through this person through this person, blah, blah, blah. And now they think because they think about it like two lines, right? This person's the person they don't want to be with, this is them, and there's a man in the middle, okay? As long as they know this man in the middle, they will always be drawn or tied back in some form or some way to this person here. And I even see it in my own life sometimes, where I have mutual connection to people that I'm to people that I know through friends that I'm friends with. And the people that I have mutual connection with, i.e. I know a guy who knows a guy type of shit, right? They're detrimental to me. Now, I'm very careful about who I put my time, effort and energy into and who I talk to, because I understand that in business and your future success, you really don't have the time to hang around poor quality individuals. Now, this doesn't only have to be applied to success, but it's for self-growth in general. You not cutting off a certain group of friends that you know in reality aren't that good for you could be stopping you from finding a new group of friends that will benefit you better, they'll like you more, and they'll be more by your side. I know too many people that backstab their friends over some bullshit. These aren't the people that you should be friends with, okay? Because they're the people that will stab you in the back when you need them most, right? They're the people that are going to chat shit behind your back. It's just poor. And the thing is, I have one friend, maybe he's watching this, maybe I'll send him this video. He doesn't like feeling disrespected like any other man doesn't like feeling disrespected. But he puts himself in a room where he's prone to disrespect, right? Because his old identity is tied to these people's brains. And the problem is people can't respect you if they have an old version of you that was not respectable. But he keeps hanging out with those people at a detriment to his own future, his own self-growth, and a detriment to pretty much his own self-image, right? Because when somebody disrespects you and you allow it, or like you try to don't disrespect me, blah blah, stand up for yourself, and they do it again, subconsciously you think, right, one, fuck these guys, and two, like, is my self-worth actually that much to the point where I should be pushing people to respect me? Now the problem is as well is a lot of the time people push too hard for respect, when in reality respect is given to you through your actions and the type of man you are, or the type of woman you are. For example, if I saw a woman and she had barely any clothes on outside, I wouldn't respect her because there's no modesty there, right? And all other people look at her as is just an object, right? But the problem is with modern day feminism and all this. This is what women wanted, by the way, right? Is that they're now objectified because they think it's glorifying to take their clothes off. They think that's freedom. They think it's freedom to sleep around, right? Because of this bullshit propaganda. This is a talk for another time, but the point is that this shows you how much what you're around affects you, right? And especially the way it's framed. In fact, this is actually a really good following point, feminism. Feminism has told women that it's okay to dress with without any clothes on. It's okay to smoke. That's the propaganda they used to push out, right? Which also boosted tobacco sales because they had 2 times more of a client pool to reach out to, right? Feminism has made women more masculine and men less masculine. And this as a whole is a detriment to society. Because women think they fought for freedom, but they just fought for oppression. Because, right, nobody looks at a woman with barely any clothes on and goes, I'd have kids with her. But the problem is, most of the time, women don't even want to be mothers anymore. So women are men are women, and the whole family thing is just bollocks now. You'd be lucky to have a family in the future, right? But this whole way society shifted only happened because this got pushed in people's face and this is what they were around, so they believed it to be normal. And then when you try to escape out of that, people will have a go at you. People will tell you that you're a woman hater, right? That's not the case. But it drags you back in, crabs in a bucket. It's not just your friends that influence you. It's what's in your surrounding environment that influences you as well. Okay? For example, I'd never do this because I'm a Muslim man. I don't believe that this is the correct thing to do. But somebody who isn't religious or maybe doesn't have a strong moral compass, if they were put under immense pressure and a line of cocaine was put in front of them and somebody told them this is going to make you feel better, they'd probably do the line of coke because of the immense pressure and the fact that someone's telling them it's going to make them feel better and they're in a dire need of feeling better. That as a whole, that one action from him has now made his life on a decline, realistically, because of one person, his environment, and what he was told. I think the problem is with most people is that they're just not willing to leave what is wrong for them to get something right because their ego is also so attached to that person. The reason people don't grow and change is literally just because of their mind and ego, okay? They don't want to change because they feel afraid to do something new. They don't want to change because they're afraid to feel lonely. They don't want to change because it's out of the normal for them and it's not the comfortability they know. Or they don't want to change because they have some kind of emotional attachment to these people that they're surrounded by. And it detriments nobody but yourself when you are like this. Nobody else is affected but you and your future family, future kids, future wife, you, right? Because the thing is, your future isn't just you. It's everyone else that's ever going to come into your life that are close to you. And you're throwing that away by letting your ego get in the way of cutting your finger off to stopping a larger infection from spreading all over your body. And I think most people just need to really realise this. You need to cut it off. And do you know what? I do as well. There's still some parts of my life that I probably do need to cut off in order for me to grow to the next level. Because if you want to grow to the next level, you must be willing to sacrifice everything in your life now to reshape your identity in person. But this is what people don't want to face, because it's a scary reality to change. This is why so many people don't change. And that's the problem with today's society, and the reason most people will fail, and the reason most people will end up in a council estate doing nothing with their life. And it is a scary, scary truth. And if you watch this video, especially when you're here 10 minutes 51 seconds in, and you think, this is pretty scary, good, because it means you've listened. You need to cut off the things in your life that do not benefit you, that you're wasting time, energy, and just precious resources on. Whether that's some retarded woman that you think that you're in a good, healthy relationship with, and she's actually just fucking playing you like a fiddle. Or whether that's friends that do degenerate things and party on the weekend. Or whether that's people that don't share the same life goals as you. You need to cut it all off. And the same goes for women as well. In fact, I know a girl from a girl who has a boyfriend. And her boyfriend treats her like shit and emotionally manipulates her. Right? But because she loves him, because she has the attachment to him, she cannot let him go for anything. Right? And her downfall is going to be the fact that she can't let him go. And because of that, she might stop herself from finding the man of her dreams. She might stop herself from living a happier life. The point is that everyone has something that they need to cut off in order to grow as a person, and you do too. So you need to find what you need to cut off, and you need to cut it off no matter how much it hurts, right? That's it. You just need to cut that shit off.